I don't know what to say, boys. We love you, Chicago. What a crowd, baby.
That's hockey, baby.
Step inside the United Center, tilt your head back, and you'll see 3 black and white banners fluttering in the rafters like they're daring the NHL's hard salary cap to pull them down. They represent a 6-season stretch so dominant that statisticians, GMs, and even the league's rule makers have spent a decade trying to explain it away. Tonight, we unpack exactly how the Chicago Blackhawks rewrote the post-2005 playbook, why their empire crumbled faster than it rose, and whether another age of Windy City supremacy is quietly loading in the background. Stay tuned. Each layer of this story peels back a bigger contradiction about building and keeping greatness in a league built for parity. And if unraveling hockey's hidden blueprints is your kind of overtime, smash that subscribe button so you're on the bench for every chapter to come. In 2006, the Blackhawks were selling fewer tickets than any other Original Six club, staring at half-empty lower bowls and a bleak future. The draft lottery handed them a lifeline, 3rd overall. Instead of the flashier Phil Kessel, they chose Jonathan, a cerebral center whose scouting report read captain material above every other line. 12 months later, an improbable bounce vaulted Chicago to 1st overall, and they grabbed Patrick Kane, so small opponents joked he'd get lost behind NHL defensemen. The jokes lasted until training camp. Within 2 seasons, Kane and Twos produced a combined 144 rookie points, won a Calder Trophy, and hauled the franchise from 26th in attendance to sellouts. 2 ping pong balls, 2 franchise pillars, proof that drafting isn't luck, it's destiny accelerated. Next up, turning destiny into a sustainable machine. Building around teenage stars is easy on paper, until those teenagers start demanding 8-figure salaries. GM Stan Bowman threaded the needle by staggering contracts and surrounding his phenoms with undervalued gems. Duncan Keith's marathon lungs on a bargain deal, Brent Seabrook's punishing presence, and Marian Hossa's two-way conscience. Behind the bench, coaching savant Joel Quenneville pushed an up-tempo system that weaponized speed without sacrificing structure. Cap pressure forced painful goodbyes. Fan favorites Dustin Bafuglian, Andrew Ladd, and Brian Campbell all left, but Bowman replaced them with cost-controlled rookies who could skate and think at NHL speed. The blueprint was clear: overpay the irreplaceable, rotate everyone else like NASCAR tires, and never keep a depth piece one summer too long. Now the stage was set for a drought-breaking coronation. The 2010 playoffs began with heart palpitations. A tight 6-gamer against Nashville where Twos needed a last-minute tying goal just to survive. Then came Vancouver, chirping, scrappy, demolished in 6 by Kane's Spinoramas. San Jose, first in the West, was swept away like noon fog on Lake Michigan. And Philadelphia, they endured 5 goals from the Flyers in Game 1 and still won, silencing 113% capacity crowds that rattled the United Center's foundations. Overtime in Game 6 delivered an image now burned into hockey lore. Kane sprinting down the ice, the only man who knew the puck had snuck under the padding. As the city flooded Michigan Avenue, analysts whispered the impossible. Maybe the cap era hadn't killed dynasties. Maybe it had just raised the difficulty level, but true dynasties require a sequel. A lockout trimmed the season to 48 games, but Chicago treated it like a 24-hour sprint, ripping off a 21-0-3 start, the best in league history. In the playoffs, they trailed Detroit 3-1 before Brent Seabrook's overtime bomb revived them. Versus Boston, Game 6 looked lost until Brian Bickle knotted the score with 76 seconds left. The Bruins barely finished announcing the goal when Dave Bolland sniped the winner 17 seconds later. A city that waited 5 decades for one parade got its second in 4 years. And the hockey world began calling Kane and Twos the Gretzky and Messier of the salary cap age. Only one more answer remained. Could they seal a trilogy? By 2015, the league knew Chicago's playbook, but still couldn't stop it. Anaheim's 6'4" Ducks dragged the West Final through triple, double, and single OT marathons. Duncan Keith averaged more ice time than some opponents' second pairings and collected a Conn Smythe for his troubles. In the final, Tampa's kid core flashed early swagger, but 2 straight 2-1 wins swung momentum. Game 6, Keith hammered home his own rebound, then Kane finished a gorgeous 3-on-2 with Richards to clinch the cup on home ice for the first time since 1938. 3 cups in 6 seasons. Dynasty status, undisputed. Gravity, however, was about to call in its debt. Championship bonuses ballooned, depth thinned, and 2 straight first-round exits hinted at decay. Yet the deepest fissure remained invisible until 2021, when allegations of a 2010 off-ice misconduct incident resurfaced, leading to resignations, a $2 million league fine, and a reputational gut punch that rattled the entire sport. Sponsors paused, fans seethed, and the once golden logo took on a darker hue. On ice, Marian Hossa's skin disorder forced early retirement, Corey Crawford's concussions mounted, and every trade deadline felt like a yard sale to satisfy the cap. The empire was crumbling in public. The bottom was still a few exits away. The slide began slowly. Patrick Sharp, Brandon Saad, Andrew Shaw, and Tovo Teravainen all sacrificed to cap math, then cracked wide open in April 2017 when Nashville swept Chicago 13-3, ending a 535-game sellout streak and shrinking TV slots overnight. GM Stan Bowman chased ghosts, swapping Artemi Panarin for Saad and extending a declining Brent Seabrook, while Marian Hossa's sudden skin disorder erased the lineup's two-way heartbeat and Corey Crawford's concussions turned the crease into a carousel. The blows kept coming. Jonathan Toews missed 2020-21 with chronic immune response syndrome, attendance dipped another 10%, and a 2021 investigation of a 2010 sexual assault cover-up forced Bowman out and cost the club $2 million in league fines. By February 2023, the final pillar toppled. Patrick Kane waived his no-move clause, reunited with Panarin in New York, and left Chicago fans clinging to highlight reels. From 2017 to 2024, the Hawks never finished higher than 22nd, yet every deadline fire sale stocked a swelling prospect pool. The United Center's echo is now the soundtrack of a franchise betting its future on Connor Bedard, Frank Nazar, Kevin Korchinski, and a stack of 2025 first-round picks. Proof that in the salary cap era, a dynasty's collapse can be painful, but also painfully strategic. When Chicago won the 2023 lottery, Connor Bedard arrived with junior hockey highlight reels that felt like CGI. He delivered 77 rookie points on a last-place roster. This spring, he declined Team Canada's World Championship invite to focus on adding muscle and manipulating NHL angles, a move that split opinion between dedicated and arrogant. Just weeks ago, GM Kyle Davidson hired veteran strategist Jeff Blashill as the 42nd head coach, tasking him with converting potential into structure. The prospect cupboard now features Frank Nazar, Kevin Korchinski, and 2 more first-round picks in 2025. The question isn't whether talent is coming, it's whether modern parity will allow that talent to congeal into another banner before the cap forces it apart again. History says odds are slim. Chicago history says odds are negotiable. From 2010 to 2015, the Blackhawks didn't just win, they redefined how to win under fiscal shackles. Draft elite, lock them up, churn the middle class, and skate faster than anybody tracking spreadsheets. Yet their implosion proved an equal and opposite law. Every shortcut has a bill, every buried scandal will surface, and every cap dollar eventually demands interest. Now a 19-year-old phenom, a fresh bench boss, and a restless fan base stare at those 3 mocking banners and wonder, can the formula run a second time? Maybe, but if it does, remember the real lesson of Chicago's dynasty. The cap can limit payroll, not imagination. In the NHL's constant arms race, the teams that dare to dream bigger than the math are the ones that end up hanging fabric from the rafters.